Well, he's back. Probably not the guy that you're thinking of or that we're expecting back, but one that is just important to the success of this team in 2019. The Chiefs got Travis Kelce back, and things are a little bit different for the NFL's tight end one. Yep, I said it. He is tight end one. Travis Kelce has officially taken the mantle of being the best tight end in the NFL. And that's important for them because he's such a versatile weapon down the seam, over the middle, everything that Pat Mahomes needs. And we've seen him make some incredible plays. But things are changing for him a little bit as well. With him being out the whole offseason, it's a little bit different this time around. And the Chiefs are making adjustments. And honestly, we've been talking all offseason about who's going to back him up, who's going to play with him when they go into two tight end sets, who's going to play, even a third possibility. So things have been changing. The Chiefs actually moved on from Neil Sterling today, another backup option at tight end, and there are several of them still there. But things are starting to thin out, and I think that's really a sign that they're happy with Travis Kelce, and he's doing some things, as he reported early, with the rookies and the quarterbacks, and injured players are able to do that. He wasn't the only tight end to do that, to tell you the truth. And kind of jumped right back into the same kind of plays that he's been making. Everybody looks a little bit rusty out there right now, but Travis Kelce is out there doing things like this. And while plays in training camp and shells aren't that big a deal, it is good to see the movement back out of it and the ability to adjust back to the ball. So even though he's been kind of out of it and rusty, doing a lot of help along the sidelines rather than specific things on the field, it's coming along and helping him develop. And I still think they're going to go a little bit slow with him, even though he feels he's 100%. In fact, we should probably hear about how he feels and what he's doing that's maybe a little bit different in terms of the other guys that are out there with him.
It's good to get a sweat, take the visor off, put a helmet on, get out there and start running around. As the role that I had in the offseason, being a player coach, it's a lot easier to be on the field leading by example than it is to just talk about it. And it doesn't matter how much credibility you got on your resume or what you've done in the past until you go out there and you really go through the motions, you show the effort, you show the excitement to be out there with the guys. It's just never the same. So today was a good day to get out there.
And you can see him spending time when he's not on the field in between reps, after practice, whatever. Patrick Mahomes is certainly happy to have him back, and he's been working with some of the younger guys in kind of unison. You see them all together here in this clip. And while, yes, he needs to kind of bring those guys along, having this extra time, just a few extra days before training camp really gets going, that's a big advantage, and I think one that he'll be able to take advantage of. Now, Blake Bell is also in camp and spoke to the press. I still see him on the outside looking in because of the versatility of these two guys, and the first being Deon Yelder, guy that I was really big on coming out of college, and he seems to be making the effort. Had a hamstring during the OTA season, but he's out here with Travis Kelce early, as we saw with Mahomes running up to him, and getting those reps in with the starter, and I think that's great for him. I think he's got a more balanced, real tight end position, tight feel to him in terms of being able to block some. He makes some athletic catches, as we see, and he's also got just a little bit more, a year under his belt. That's one guy that I think I right now have him slated to be the tight end 2 behind Travis Kelce. And he's not alone. There's another player that I'm really intrigued by, and so far, an update from folks that are at practice so far is that John Lovett is not only doing things like this, but he's also been taking some reps in the backfield as a fullback as well. And that's really where I think John Lovett is going to make his mark and have a shot at making this roster, in the fact that he's versatile, that he can line up at fullback and do some things, not necessarily blocking in line. I'm sure there'll be some of it, but it's really about the split back. It's really about splitting out, moving into a motion, say, to an H-back, which is a place he could line up really consistently. And I think what we saw both at his pro day and what we saw in OTAs from him is that a lot of crossing routes, a lot of underneath things, some things that he's good at. And I think that the advantage for him is that he was a college quarterback, and he understands a lot of that play and a lot of ways to read the defense. I think he's a guy that might be a long shot now, but could end up playing a decent role come the end of the season in particular. And if you look at some of the things that even Doug Peterson did in Philly, using that H role, that guy that can actually throw the ball might be an interesting wrinkle for this team too, because former quarterback, he could probably take a slight pass and throw it back to somebody. A lot of options there. And I think that kind of chess piece is somebody that isn't the speed gadget player that DeAnthony Thomas was, but he can give you those wrinkles, all kinds of new wrinkles in different ways, and still fulfill a role. So I still feel like he is an option to make this roster, whether it's as an H or a fullback or a tight end, whatever it is. So those are the guys that are really making some noise. I want to know what you guys think, so leave your comments below. Hit the sub if you're new, hit the notification if you don't know when the videos are going up, and you do have to not only turn it on for the channel, but you have to turn it on for your device as well, and make sure that you're allowing notifications from YouTube. That's something that's been hanging folks up a little bit lately. As well as, leave your comments and the thumbs up if you like this video. Now, I have more coming. I didn't see a whole lot out of the franchise episode 5. It was a lot of review of things that we've seen already, so when I sat down to take my notes, I didn't come away with much. So I'm still planning to go back and do the first 3 episodes, and we'll come back to that. I think there's one more remaining. I'm not certain on that, but I'll have more for you. I have stuff coming on some of the D-line. We're going to hear about Chris Jones eventually, and that is coming in more videos as well as the live feed. So check out these videos. Thanks for watching, and I'll talk to you next time.